Weight loss necessity number 11. This is it. This is the final one. And if you're watching these in order, you know that I've been making these today, like in the same outfit. I keep moving around the house so that you have a different backdrop at least. But this is the last one, and I really I look back over all of these weight loss necessities that I've come up with, and like I said a few videos ago, number one, we could just end it there. If we could really ever get to the place of just total, incomplete self-love, like just true, undying love for ourselves, really, we could eliminate the rest of them. But doing all of these things, like putting them into practice, setting the intentions, all of that stuff is going to help us to get to that place of self-love. I'm telling you, this journey, it's so, so, so true. I started with love. I started learning to love and accept myself. I started to love my body the way that it was. And then I moved forward and started to get to my goal. And now it's kind of like, I love myself, like I do. I mean, I have moments that I don't, like moments that I really, really don't. But generally speaking, I love myself, and my body is just like, it doesn't really matter what size I wear anymore. I mean, yeah, when I go shopping and it's like a smaller size than I've ever worn, I'm like, yes, this is so amazing. But I mean, big whoop-de-doo. Who cares what size I wear? It doesn't define who I am. But let's move on to the necessity. Sorry, got on a little tangent there. The last one is to make it a priority. And this is such a strange thing. And whenever I first heard this talked about, it was just like, what? Make weight loss a priority, or make these practices a priority? And here's the thought behind that. If you don't, you're not going to do it. If you don't like make a decision to like define a protocol, follow it, if you don't make a decision to practice affirmations and visualization and all of these things, meditation, if you do not make it a priority in your life for a little while, you won't do it. There will always be something else that comes before it. And so that does not mean that you're going to neglect other things that matter. And I think that sometimes we're like, oh my gosh, if I make weight loss a priority, then what about my family? And you're not going to do that. If you've never neglected your kids before, you're not going to neglect them because you're trying to lose weight. But what you are going to do is make decisions about things that put this at priority. So it might mean that you miss something that really, it's not the end of the world that you missed it. Maybe you miss a sporting event and you're like, oh my gosh, I've never missed a sporting event of my kids in my whole life. What I would say to that is you're also like wanting to get to a goal. And I promise you, you becoming the person that you dream of being is much more important to your children's well-being than you being at their sporting events. And I know that that's odd and that's hard to hear, but I'm just telling you, it's a fact. Having a parent that constantly neglects their own well-being is not a good thing to teach our kids, because we're setting them up to do the same thing. I didn't mean for this to turn into a parenting episode, but I think this is important stuff. Like, we think that we have to put our kids' activities first before we do anything else. Nothing else matters more than showing up for our kids. And let me tell you, I agree with that. I agree 100% with nothing matters more than us showing up for our kids. But you cannot show up for your kids if you are not showing up for yourself. It's a half-hearted effort, and you're not truly showing up for them. All you're doing is being at a game. Showing up, to me, is living your life out loud, like you in your full self. Like maybe you're at their games and you're sitting there and you're thinking, Oh man, I should have went and worked out. Oh man, I need to take care of myself. Oh my gosh, these pants are so tight. I'm so miserable. Or you're just like zoned out. You don't even know you're there, and you're eating popcorn and chips and drinking Cokes and not even really truly present. So making this video a little long. It's the last one. But just something to think about. This is hard realizations and stuff. I mean, my kids, especially my older one, played baseball, and it was hard to miss a tournament. I felt like I was a bad mom if I missed a tournament, and now he's not playing anymore, but I miss stuff. Like, I just miss stuff. And if I have to miss something for my own well-being and self-care, I don't miss everything. My kids really aren't involved in that much stuff anymore, so I don't miss that much. But I just want you to know, like, you taking care of yourself and you being completely and fully present for yourself and loving yourself is the path to being able to do that for somebody else, especially your kids. Doing this work has made me such a better mother. My kids, I wish I had them in here right now. They would agree, and they would tell you that they would absolutely not trade who I am now because of the self-development that I've done for the mom that was like at every jiu-jitsu match or practice or whatever. So there you have it. I'm so glad that you have watched all of these videos, and I hope to hear from you soon. Bye.